Welcome to the Just Real Talk channel. I'm Just Nick, and today we're going to run down the card for Jon Jones versus Ciryl Gane. Hopefully this will be a barn burner of a card. We will run down from the early prelims all the way to the main event. So we'll start off with, I think his name is Loic Rabovic, who is currently on I think he lost his last fight. He is 16-4 with one draw. His last victory was, actually, I'm wrong. His last victory was a submission to Zach Zane in the Eagle FC. But this next fighter, I am really looking forward to. Is the man, it is the one, the only, Espian Robovic. He's 11-0. I think this is his debut, if I am totally honest with you. I do think this is his debut. He fought 6 months ago, and he won in the first round, I think, with a right hook to ground strikes. So he dropped him. Against Thomas Paul. This guy here, Espian Robovic, is 11-0. He's the first fight on the card. Hopefully, this will be great. Looking through the card, there are a few fighters that are either making their debut or still undefeated. I don't know how many of them can actually last. But someone's always got to go on this card today. Who's up? Who knows? Who knows? This next fight could possibly be a wrestling beauty. We have Farid Basharat, I think his name, and the Great. Oh, I'm calling him the Great. I've only ever seen him fight once. The Moon Black Shear. They are both on a winning streak. Apart from Black Shear had one draw 6 months ago against Yusuf Zalal. Looking at their record, they have won their last few fights by either decision or by submission. But I'm going for Farid Abashat, who is 9-0. He's fighting out of England. We have Damoun Blackshear, who is 12-4. This should be an easy win. By the looks of it, I think this is their both. This is not Blackshear's first UFC appearance. He got a draw on his first appearance, but it looks like Farid is coming straight from the Contender Series. Who do you think's going to win? Please get all your predictions in the comments. Next up, we have our first women's fight of the night. We have, make sure I get the right one, Jessica Pennine, who currently is a 14-6 fighter, losing her last fight in the UFC. She is the underdog going in here. Her last win was a year ago, and it was a submission. But her last ones were either by getting knocked out or by decisions. And it's been a while since I've watched one of her fights. I don't know if she's any good or not, as a personal opinion. Versus Tabitha Ricci, who's got a record of 7-1. She's won her last her last 2 fights. She lost one. Again, it was standing punches she lost to. She is the moderate favourite with minus 230, which adds American odds. I have no idea what American odds are. But me personally, I'm going Baby Shark Tabitha Ricci. Her last loss was against Marin Farriot, which was a year and 8 months ago, so almost 2 years ago. Standing punches. Tabitha Ricci has won a lot by either decision or submission. So She could really do anything. Who do you pick? Is it Tabitha Ricky, wrong side? Or is it that person there? You decide. Put your comments below. Next up on our card, we have Mana Mares. Oh, that's not the wrong one. Right one. Mana Mares, who is a 10-3 fighter. He is the moderative underdog currently right now. His last defeat was by a unanimous decision, but his last win was a split decision. He's got a lot of first rounder finishes by knockout. A couple of round twos. He hasn't got any submission finishes on his category at all. So it seems like he's a good striker. But is he good enough for this next guy, Cameron Seaman, who is in his second fight in the UFC? Cameron Seaman, let's have a look at him. He's 7-0. He is the favourite by a good margin. He's 22 years old, fighting out of South Africa. He's a kickboxer. His last win was in the third round with standing TKO, knees, and an uppercut. You couldn't handle him. He hasn't got a lot of first round finishes, but he varies, and he's got one submission to his name. This guy could be dangerous for him. It's his second fight in the UFC. His first fight was against Stephen Kozlov, and he beat him in the third round. Can he do it again? Or can whatever his name is, this guy, wrong hand, this guy, get the upset? Who knows? Get your votes in. Who you're voting for? This one or this one? The last fight on the early prelims, we have Ian Garry, 10-0 Irish fighter. He's currently undefeated. That's what the 10-0 stands for, and he's the heavy favourite in this match. He's 25 years old, currently right now. His last fight was a unanimous decision against Gabe Green, who was also an undefeated fighter. He's got a lot of round one and round two finishes, a lot by submission and a lot by just punching and kicking. A good standing game, but he has tough competition in Kian Song, the Chinese man, who's coming in at 19-6. He is the underdog. His last fight, he lost in round one by punches, so he got knocked out, pretty much. But he is also good standing. He's got a couple of submissions in there too in his record. But can he get the upset on Ian Garry? I very much doubt it. I am going Ian Garry here. He's from Ireland. We sort of support them. So get your pick in. Which one? Next, we're on to the main card. Is it the main card? The prelims. This was the early prelims. Get it right, Nick. Well, next, we're going on to the prelims. We will be watching this show live on this channel, so come by. I can't bother to put the pictures up anymore. It takes too long. So, for the first fight on the preliminaries, not the early prelims, on the preliminaries, we have Julian Marquez, who's a 9-3 fighter coming from the United States. He is the slight underdog here. He's had 5 fights in the UFC, 2 of them being losses. His last fight, he got knocked out in the first round by Gregory Rodriguez. He's had a few cancelled fights. It seems like he's very good on the floor with submissions. Personally, I think this could be a good one because we've got Marc-Andre Barriot, who is Canadian. He's the favourite in this fight. Out of the last 5 fights he's had, he's lost 2 of them. It's the same as Thingy. It seems like he's been a champion somewhere. UFC, he's had 8 fights. He's had 1 no contest, 3 wins and 5 losses. So I think he has to win this before he gets kicked out. He's had a lot of ground and pound, ground and pound wins, a lot of submission wins. He won in the first round by a mounted guillotine. It was his last win. Can he actually do it? Who knows? Get your predictions in the comments. The next one is another women's fight. It is the flyweight. We have Vivian Ajero versus Amanda Ribas. Both are coming off a loss currently. Amanda Ribas is the favourite. They are both Brazilian. Vivian Ajero has had a fight in the UFC. She's won 5, lost 3, coming off a loss to Alexxa Grosso, which was a unanimous decision. Her last win was a unanimous decision against Andrea Lee. She seems like she likes leaving these fights till late, Vivian. Where Amanda Ribas, on the other hand, they are both 10-3 fighters, by the way. She looks quite cute as well. She's had 7 fights, won 5, lost 2. She is another one. Oh, she doesn't like leaving it late. She likes her submissions, this one. Let's hope she can submit them. On to the next fight. Get your thingies into the description. We have Derek Brunson versus DS Du Pias. I've butchered that name completely. Darius Du is the favourite. He's on a 5-fight winning streak currently right now, where Derek Bronson is on a 1-fight losing streak. Derek Brunson has had a total of 20 fights, losing 6 of them. His last fight was a finish in round 2 on the Adesanya Whittaker 2 card. Looking at how he's won, he seems like he's a very good grappler, not good grappler, a good standing fighter. Which, against, I don't know if this guy's a wrestler, let's have a look. He's a kickboxer from South America. Not South America. Well, if I'm looking here, he's another guy that he likes to mix it up. Looking at him, he likes submissions, he likes standing and fighting. Again, get your thingy in. Yeah, what you call it in. This next fight is Colby Garbrandt, who has not been that great as of late. I always had high hopes for him. He was one of my favourite fighters. Him and TJ Dillenhall. Both of these are coming off a losing streak. Colby is coming off a 2-fight losing streak, where Trevin Jones is coming off a 3-fight losing streak. Colby is the favourite. His last loss was against Kai Kala France. We have a 12-5 record for Colby Garbrandt. Ever since his loss to TJ Dillashaw, it's just going downwards for him. I think he needs to win this fight to recover his career. I'm going for Colby for this fight. We won't look at Trevin because we need to get into the main card, and the main card looks fire. The first fight on this card. Is this the main card? Let's double check, because that's the preliminary. Yeah, that's the main event of the preliminary. On the main card, we have Bo Nickel versus Jamie Pickett. Jamie Pickett is a 12. He's a 13-8 fighter on a losing streak. The other guy he looks like a wrestler looking at him. It doesn't say what he is. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at his wins. He likes to take it to the distance. He likes to take it to the distance, Mr. Jamie Pickett. Where this next guy, Bo Nichols. I think this is his UFC debut. It is his UFC debut. He came through the Contender Series. His last couple of wins have been by submission in the first round. Devenant Beard in under a minute, and Zach Barregaro just over a minute. He hasn't had a victory outside of the first round, so he likes to finish things in the first round. He is with the American top team, and they produce monsters. Looking at this, I'm going with Bo Nichols. 100% going with Bo Nichols. Next on the card, we have Jeff Neal versus Shatov Ratkamarov. Jeff Neal is on a 2-fight winning streak. He's a 15-4 record. He is 32 years old. His last couple of fights have either been by split or fighting, standing. Could be a good little scrap where Shatov or Shatkav, sorry, Shatkav gets his name right. He is the heavy favourite, minus 500 odds. He's a 16-0 fighter. He's had 4 fights in the UFC. None of them have gone out of the second round. And they've all been either submissions or a spinning hook to ground strikes. I'm looking at his record. My money's on Shatov. Please get him in, and it's your co-main event time. Your co-main event is Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexxa Grosso, who beat someone on the card earlier. The champion is Valentina Shevchenko. She's got a 23-3 record. She has won most of her rounds either by split, ground and pound, elbows from crucifix. She can do it all. She is fantastic, this woman. She will be very hard to beat by anyone. But Alexxa Grosso, who is the heavy underdog, by the way, is a good little scrapper. She likes submissions. She likes to stand and fight, but she is mainly a submissionist. This could go either way, but put your money on Shevchenko. She is heavy favourite, and I don't think anyone's going to beat her anytime soon. The next fight is the main event. We have Jon Jones versus Ciryl Gane. It's about time we got to this fight. This fight could be an absolutely immense. The main card, the main event. Jon Jones, after being off for so long, he's moved up to heavyweight. Can he do it? I don't know if he can. Can he handle it? He's ranked 49th in the heavyweight division. He's got a 26-1. Don't know who that one is too. They won't show me. Can we find out who his one is too? One loss in the UFC. Who's his one loss to? We'll find out. His one loss is to Matt Himmel. Illegal. So he didn't lose. Let's just say Jon Jones is the perfect fighter. He can do it on the ground. He can do it on the he can do it on the ground. He can fist fight you, but with his speed, outbeat Ciryl Gane, who's been a heavyweight for a lot longer. He's only lost 1 fight. His record is 11-1. His last fight was to Francis Ngannou, but at the time he was the champion. He likes to scrap. He just likes to scrap. This could 100% be the biggest fight this year. Could be a great fight. Could be an awful fight. Please get me your predictions in. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think. Goodbye.